should start streaming again now. We're going to do one thing that we always check, the audio. Actually, I should also exit out of Hades really quick. Do I hear myself? All right, that's good. I hear myself. Okay, that's a good sign. All right, sticking this back over here. Okay, all right. There's Saribot. Let's see. Let me turn on the trick list. And then, let's see here. Post the trick list in chat. We'll pin that. Okay. All right. So I said there were a couple people that were new. If you are still here, welcome to Sleight of Hand Sunday, where I, Nam, will perform some sleight of hand card magic, mostly card magic. I've been incorporating some other magic a little bit. I do a few coin things. I now do a couple of rubber band things. So, but I structure my stream like a music stream, except I use a StreamerSonglist, but there's no songs in it. It is all tricks. So, an ad break is starting soon. What great timing! All right. So let me go ahead and pull up. Oh, I don't even have my trick list stuff pulled up. Hang on. We will go ahead and do that. Let me see here. Restore this window. Okay. How's it going, Charlie's Beats? Feldenkane. Let me do the eyes so I don't feel left out. Oh no, somebody gave me a gift sub, so now Gibson Eyes is not the top. Okay, there we go. Okay, first of all, for anybody who's here, we are going to be starting magic. I normally put on cheating gloves. What are cheating gloves, you may ask? It is this stuff. And so, just to get tactility on cards, it's my secret weapon to making sure that I don't mess up as much as I could. I think I would mess up a lot more if I didn't have this stuff. But I did get a booking for a gig next month, so I don't want to share too much about it, just in case anybody happened to find my stuff that would hire me and is like, "Oh no, we don't want you anymore." I don't know why they would do that, but just in case, I'll tell you all about it after next time. However, I did do a magic gig this past week on Tuesday. I did do a magic gig at a local library. This one was a lot smaller because it was during the day and I was going to be performing in the children's room. And so when I arrived, there was maybe 4 or 5 kids in the kids' room and their parents, or mostly their moms. And so, yeah. All right. So for anybody who hasn't been here before, this is the Twitch deck. It's called the Twitch deck because it is literally a TwitchCon deck that they gave out. I did do an interactive workshop at TwitchCon 2023 in Las Vegas, and when they did that, they custom created a deck for that. They did work with me with it for it, and they had a bunch created. So, all right, let's get warmed up. So, if you're new here and you're still watching, I'm gonna go ahead and perform one of the first tricks that I normally show people when I meet them randomly out in the middle of anywhere. And so, let's go ahead. There's the go live for going live the second time. Alright, so first of all, here we have a 4 of spades. So 4 of spades, I'm going to take the 4 of spades, put it in the middle of the deck. Importantly, when I snap, that will bring the 4 of spades back up from the middle to the top. I know it's super weird, but look, I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it back in the middle of the deck. Importantly, if I don't snap and I just show you what the next card is. That is not the 4 of spades. But look, when I snap, that will make it go from the middle back up to the top. I don't know if you saw it jump back up there, but there it is. And I just made it jump off the screen. That was actually kind of impressive. Some people think that magicians will swap out the card. I'll leave it. Thank you for the applause, Darky Blaine. Some people think magicians will swap out the card. I'll leave it sticking out. You'll know I haven't swapped it out because it is actually signed. I do have a way for people to sign a card if they would like. There's currently 4 empty cards left in the Twitch deck for this deck. I'm going to take it and put it in the middle of this packet. I'm going to take this whole packet, put it in the middle of this packet. And importantly, some people think I hide it on the top. Some people think I hide it on the bottom. But it's not until I snap, which will bring it from the middle back up to the top. And that, my friends, is the ambitious card routine warming up. There we go. All right. I think hopefully my browser just warmed up as well, so now I can go to my own trick list. Here we go. Q. There we go. All right. Awesome. In business. Okay. Kagome Shuko. Kagome Shuko. Hi, I'm still in rehab at the hospital because of the wound on my leg, and the aides here are awful. I'm sorry, Kagome. My sympathies. Hopefully, well, I knew that you were in for your leg, but I'm sorry about the aides being awful there. That sucks. In addition, my apologies. But yeah, get well soon. Hopefully you can find the time to occupy yourself and not think about uh, the misfortune of terrible aides, awful aides. Durkee Blade says, that's horrible. I did 19 days recently, most of which was trying to get my insurance to cover rehab. Yeah, that. Durkee Blaine, when you were telling me about that, that was really sucky. And it was an employee of the hospital. I was an employee of the hospital I was in with our hospital insurance. Okay, that tidbit I didn't know. That makes it way more damning. I'm not gonna lie. That's incredible. Jeez, that's quite a slap in the face, Durkee Blaine. That the system in which we live. Kiyo Demon, thank you for the fanfare. I can see Kagome Shuko has requested the only trick that is a trick that is not magic, which is solving a Rubik's Cube. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then, of course, I see Kiyo Demon has requested Magic the Gathering cards. But first we are going to be solving a Rubik's Cube. Okay, so this is a solved Rubik's Cube. And this is not a magic trick. This is literally just a party trick, basically. So Kagome says, "Oh, I'm on Medicaid, and at least they accepted this rehab." Oh, okay. That's great that it was accepted. But let's see. Durkee Blade says, "Hey, hospital indemnity insurance was paying me out more cash than if I had been working, so I laugh about it." That's kind of incredible, Durkee Blade. Thanks for shouting our friend Kyo Demon out. Which, by the way, I know I did thank during the Hades stream, but thank you so much for the raid, Chan the Magic Man, and then also thank you so much for the resub, Kyo Demon, and also I did see the Magic the Gathering redeem, so we can do a trick with Magic the Gathering cards after this. All right. I was watching people solve Rubik's Cube at times. All right. Well, here. Okay. Hopefully this is scrambled enough. I assure you, it is scrambled. All right. So let's go ahead and attempt to solve. So I do the cross first. So I'm going to go ahead and try and do the cross first. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So now I have the cross. Not just this, but also the center edges have to match as well. So now I'm going to do the corners. And let's see here. Orange, blue. Alright, so that should go here. This one should go here. This one should go. Wait, this is blue here. And then last one should go here. Okay, so now the entire first layer is done and all of these match in accordance with the centers. Cubix Rube says, Dude man, welcome in. How's it going? Good to see you, dude man. How have you been? Hopefully you've been well. I think it's been a while, right, dude man? Okay, now I'm gonna do this middle layer, the second layer. Let's see here. Okay, and then I need this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh no, I messed something up here. Boom. Boom. That's what I get for trying to chat with chat and solve a Rubik's Cube. I don't actually, so the most practice I get for solving Rubik's Cube is literally doing it on stream. So I don't really practice outside of stream. So, all right. Okay. Let's see. Away, up, boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right. There we go. Muscle memory just kicked in. All right. Okay. So now the second layer is done. Boom. Okay. And now I'm going to do the third layer at the bottom. Yeah, doing good. What kind of cube is that? Great question. It is a cheap one from the internet. I got it in a pack that had a 3x3, a 2x2, and um, and a pyramid, and I think that was like $10. So it is nothing fancy, but it is actually way better than a standard Rubik's Cube, because a standard Rubik's Cube is actually pretty terrible. Okay. All right. Okay, now I see the fish, so I might have to do this up to 3 times. That was 1. Okay, I only need to do it 2. So now this looks like it's done, but I have to do some corner shenanigans. So these two are in the right place. These two I have to swap, so I'm going to swap those. Okay, and now I have all the corners in the right place, so now I just have to do one rotation with these 3 centers. And that will be, hold on. Let me let me not mess this up. This is also muscle memory, so boom. Uh-oh. Is my muscle for beseeching me? Okay, nope, we're good. Solved. Yeah, for like honestly, if I had to think about the moves and like actually like tell you what they are, I probably couldn't do it. It's all muscle memory at this point. All right. Okay, I might be able to solve it 2x2. Oh, a 90-second ad break is starting. All right. I'll leave this up until the ad break is done. All right. But anyway, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request any tricks, it is currently pinned in chat, so feel free. You're welcome to request any tricks. I just realized that I don't have my magic down here, my magic box, so I won't be able to do like half of the tricks, and even my coins. Let's see here. 2x2 is fun because you can get by with the corner algos. Yes. The thing is though, like I think some people think that a 2x2x2 is like super easy, and even though you can do what Dude Man is suggesting, I think it's a little bit harder than some people think that it is. So, all right. So, I unfortunately left my magic stuff upstairs. So, I'm going to have to be right back. But you know what? You guys can. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to balance this so that it tries to stay here. Okay, and then you guys can guess to see if it'll fall down before I get back. Okay, I am back and it's still standing up. But just to show you how kind of precarious it was. Anyway, so if you guys didn't know, my entire magic show is basically in this box, this thing, and I need the coins for the coin matrix. So, anyway, trick name idea: the unavailable orangutan. The unavailable orangutan. I'm not entirely sold on the orangutan, but I think it's a good idea because I like the unavailable. It's definitely a good, yeah. All right, Kagome, you got this one. I am gonna note it, but I may not use the orangutan. However, I think I will use the unavailable. So for anybody who's curious what we're doing, I have been trying to outsource like funny or interesting magic trick names. So if anybody wants to try and come up with any interesting or funny magic trick names, I may create one and put it up. So, and that was a Kagome Shuko suggestion. All right, so let me note that. And whoa, that's a cool deck, says Dude Man. Oh yeah, yeah. Princess Na, welcome in. How's it going? Things are getting crazy in here. Thanks, Princess Na. Welcome in. Guys, are not following our friend Princess Na. Let's give Princess Na a follow. Yeah, so Dude Man, if you haven't seen me use this deck before, this is the TwitchCon deck. So it was a deck that I worked with Twitch to create when I did my interactive workshop at TwitchCon 2023, and they made a bunch of these, so super cool. Yes, yes, I made one for a trick called shampooing the chocolate cake because it was great. It was also hilarious. But honestly, when the name fell in chat, I was like, I know exactly what this trick is. And then somebody else in chat, who was it? It was hold on, let me find the link. And it was oh yeah, Orion Send was here, and Orion Send was also talking about what the trick was going to look like. So if anybody's curious about a card trick called shampooing the chocolate cake, you can check out this YouTube link. There you go. Princess Na says you could make an original trick called Whoopsie Crazy. You know, I kind of like that actually. Okay, all right, Princess Na. All right, that's also going to get noted. Whoopsie Crazy, especially spelled that way. If it was Whoopsie Crazy just regular, no. But because it's spelled my way, yeah. And that's a Princess Na suggestion. All right, cool, cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, but anyway, let's see. Currently in the queue, we have a request for the coin matrix. I had been doing this pretty much every stream because I wanted, it was like the only coin trick on the list, and so I just kind of wanted to double check and just make sure that I always knew how to do one. And so this is also great. It got a lot of good reactions with the magic gig at the library. So but anyway, 4 coins, 4 corners. I'm going to use 4 cards. The cards don't really matter that much. What they're going to do is they're going to provide cover. And so we're going to go ahead and cover each coin with a card. And then we're going to try and make the coins teleport from corner to corner. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this one jump from here to there. Don't blink. It's going to happen pretty quick. 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you saw it, but look. And now here, this one's going to jump up there. 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you saw it, but look. And the last one, 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you saw it, but there you go. Now, this is the standard coin matrix, but I normally now like to follow this up with the cardless version. And so we're going to go ahead and do the cardless version. Once again, I'm going to put these back into the 4 corners, but no cards this time. And we're going to go ahead and just make them jump 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can see, but look. And then this one, 1, 2, 3. And then now this one. And then 1, 2, 3 over here, 1 over there. This last one is going to go there. And then I like the finale of this one. It's pretty cool. I like the finale. 1, 2, and 3. I remember for some reason one time we were talking about Mortal Kombat and I just hummed the Mortal Kombat theme at this point. There we go. Thank you kindly for the claps, Kyo Demon and Felden Kane and Chan the Magic Man. And thank you kindly for the smooth, says Kyo. And thank you for the mind blown. Thanks for clearing that, Chan. And let's see here. I'm also going to give myself credit for the cardless one. Okay. All right. But I see Kyo Demon has requested Restless Lady, and Kyo Demon also redeemed Magic the Gathering cards. So I have a bunch of redeems, and if we get to the point where I can perform a magic trick with the redeemed deck of cards, I will try and do it. And so let's go ahead and see what we can do here to perform a trick called the Restless Lady, but we're going to be doing it with Magic the Gathering cards. Let's see here. I think what we want to do is... Okay. I think... Let me see. Yeah. Andres, welcome in. How's it going, Andres? Good to see you. Oh, yes. Guys, you're not following our friends and mods, Chan the Magic Man, Felden Kane, and Gibson Lens. Please give them all a follow. They are all streamers in their own right, doing all sorts of different things, so definitely check them all out. Did you sign a card for Winter days ago? Yes, I did. Thanks for asking. And thanks for clearing that. Okay, alright. Alright, next up we have a trick called Restless Lady, but I'm going to be doing it with Magic the Gathering cards for Q Demon 956. So, thank you for that request. And Kit Kat Gad, happy Nom's Mom Day. Thank you, Kit Kat Gad, and welcome in. How's it going? Good to see you. Also, yes, if anybody here celebrated Happy Mother's Day, whether it's to you or your mother or your spouse who is the mom of your kids, Happy Mother's Day. Alright, so here we have some Magic the Gathering cards. I do want to show them to you. This card is called Sleight of Hand. And so here we have 1 sleight of hand, 2 sleight of hand, 3 sleight of hand, 4 sleight of hand, and then here we have a forest. Now, this is very unfortunate because we can't play a sleight of hand which uses blue mana, and a forest only makes green mana. And so here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and leave the forest over there. And honestly, though, in order to play a sleight of hand, we just need an island. But when we draw a card, the card that we draw happens to be another forest. What? That's unfortunate. And so here's the thing. you do get one land drop per turn, right? And so even though you're going to use the sleight of hand, you do want to play your not mountain, your forest anyway. And so here we're just going to go ahead and put the forest down anyway. Um, but here's the other thing. Let's pretend you had a card that lets you look at the next two cards, and perhaps you could draw another card. But actually, let's say that it didn't do you any good because you're actually going to get another forest instead. And I don't know if you can tell, but look, there's a forest, all right? And so here's the forest. So now you just have sleight of hands, but you go ahead and draw another card. And actually, this card happens to be a forest. Super unfortunate. Now, of course, this last card here is a sleight of hand, but all you have to do is draw a card off the top. And I don't know if you can tell, but it is another forest. So look, now how many forests do we have? You have 1, 2, 3, 4 forests. That's a little bit lame. But, so here's what we're going to do. You want to play a card, and all you have are these 4 sleight of hands. Did you guys see all the sleight of hand? All right, because at the end of the day, you will be able to play the next card, because when you go to draw this card, it happens to be, well, it can't be a sleight of hand because you only have 4 in a deck, but it actually is a giant growth. And so you can play it with your one of many forests. Oh, that's a problem though. You don't have any creatures. Oh, so sorry. And that, my friends, was a trick. Briefly, loosely, loosely based on some magic cards, I guess. Um, all right, there we go. Let's see here. So, Kyo, thank you so much for the redeem and the request. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Kyo says, "What? Lol." And thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, Kyo Demon, Andres, Kit Kat Gad, Traveling Forest says Kit Kat Gad. And thank you for the applause as well. Hopefully you guys like that. So here, I just want to give you guys a quick glimpse as to all of the magic cards that I have on hand if people end up requesting more Magic the Gathering. So I have a Dragon Shield box here. The Dragon Shield box is filled with Magic the Gathering cards. And I have a bunch of copies of Sleight of Hand in different artwork and different borders and things like that. So Cheaty Face, I've used Cheaty Face for a bunch of tricks. And so, yeah. Why these cards? Well, they are newer finish, so they don't feel crappy. I can't use like old 4th edition cards because they don't glide across each other. So I need like, I think the card quality got super consistent after Mirrodin. So it's like the first Mirrodin set. All right, let's see. So that was Restless Lady. All right, next one we have a request from Andres for Jumping Gemini. Kit Kat Gad says, "Forest tend to grow. Talk to my yard." All right, dear Kit Kat Gad's yard, why you grow? It's almost like a Dear John letter, but a Dear your garden. All right, let's see. Oh, and see, Chan has requested a trick as well. All right, cool. Let's see. Thank you for unlurking, Bert. Do you have any Kamigawa cards? The answer is yes, but not necessarily in this stack of cards. Why do you ask, Kyo? Is there a specific card you're looking for? Big Ducky Snow says, thank you, or thank you, SMS to you, friend. Oh, for the shout out? Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. 90-second ad break is starting. All right, I won't start the magic until after this ad break finishes, and then I like the rat art in that set. Oh yeah, because the ninjas, right? Most of the ninjas are all rats. Which, by the way, I have a ninjutsu deck that I made around Kamigawa time. So if I find it, I can show you the deck. I can probably send the deck list over to you if you're interested, Kyo. But yeah, and Samurai. Yes, they were from the same set. Or no, were they from the same set? Oh, one was sorry, the ninjas came in like the second set of the Kamigawa block, right? They didn't introduce first. Yeah, yeah. Samurai came out first for sure. All right, let me go ahead and find Jumping Gemini. Here it is. The ad break is finishing now. All right. By the way, guys, if you've been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. So, I'm excited to report to you all that I am trying a new, not tonight, but I tried it earlier in the week, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. It is a, believe it or not, an Earl Grey flavored herbal tea. So there's no black tea. It's not actually Earl Grey, but there's no caffeine, which is why I can have it this late and it's fine. Oh, says Keo. Yeah, I figured I should probably share that because I know some people are fans of Earl Grey tea in chat. Also, they're Star Trek fans in chat. I know so. But I was like, oh, so yeah, it tastes a lot. Like it has like the aromas and the taste of Earl Grey tea, but it's actually based on rooibos, which is like an African tea that's not from the actual tea plant, and so it's considered herbal because there's no caffeine. So, um, decaf Earl Grey is amazing, says Kit Kat Cat, and Dude Man says engage. Or at least I assume that's how you meant it, Dude Man. Gibson Lens says I am drinking decaf coffee. Awesome. It's also a lot earlier for Gibson Lens because Gibson Lens is on the West Coast. I am on East Coast. Rooibos and Honeybush are my fave, says Kit Kat Gad. Those are both very good picks. I actually tried on stream uh, a honeybush chocolate. I think it was from the same company that does this. So I got it from Adagio Teas. If anybody wanted to check their teas out. By the way, hashtag not sponsored. I'm just a fan of tea. So and roasted dandelion root and chicory. All right, I haven't had anything like that. So all right, next up we have a request from Andres called Jumping Gemini. All right, so we have 4 cards here, and I just want to show you one of these cards. So this is the King of Clubs. Okay, and now I'm just going to go ahead and show you this one, and this one also happens to be the King. Ugh, okay, sorry guys, I'm struggling just a little bit here for some reason. This one's also the King of Clubs. Shh. If you suspect you know how a trick is done, don't tell anybody. Shh. Okay. All right, and now this third one is also a King of Clubs. And then, of course, this last one is also a King of Clubs. I know, that's very strange. Some people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I bet you there's only one King of Clubs. And if I take it and put it over here, no, no, no. There's actually, look, I'm going to make it hop back over here because, look, here's the King of Clubs. And so now here's the thing. I could even take this and we'll put it over there. We'll make it jump back over here. Here's the King of Clubs. I know, very strange. Look, if I put this back on the bottom, and if I snap, look at this one, King of Clubs. Okay, so now the important question is, everybody accuses me of just using 4 of the same card. And I guess they're right, because if I show you, this card actually is a 5 of diamonds. How many king of clubs? I know, this one is actually a 5 of diamonds. Kagome Shuko says, I got to go later. Alright. Have a good night, Kagome Shuko. Take care, sleep well. Good seeing you. And then, of course, we have a 5 of diamonds here. And then, of course, we have our last 5 of diamonds there. But here's the problem. Some people might think that you're cheating if you have 4 copies of stuff. And there is one easy way to just kind of get out of it, right? It's literally just to make all the cards disappear. And so, I don't know if you can tell, but now, if you take a look at any of these cards, look, this one is empty. This one is empty. And these guys are also empty. And that, my friends, is Jumping Gemini. Slight variation of it. I didn't remember exactly how it went, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that, Andres. Thank you so much for that request. Andres says, "What?" Hopefully that's I got the essence of how you wanted to say what. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, Andres, Kit Kat Gad, Gibson Lens. Thank you for the applause, Andres. Haha, yes. Okay, all right. Next up, we have a request, and I believe this was a random one from Chan the Magic Man. So normally I would use the Ace 2 and the 3, but you know what? Because Chan requested, and Chan has signed a card, which, by the way, if anybody's curious about the process to sign a card, it's for anybody who wants to support. We can sign a card for you. There's currently 4 cards still left open for this in this deck. And then, of course, once we fill up the whole deck, I'm going to get a brand new deck, and then anybody who signs a card at that point can sign whatever card they want in that deck until that one gets filled up. So, all right, where were we? Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, here we go. Kit Kat Kat says, I hope I can sleep tonight. Um, it, you, I mean, I don't know what is happening in your life that might prevent you from sleeping, but I hope you can't not sleep because of magic. That I don't want that to be a reason. Disclaimer: everything that you see here is sleight of hand and blood, sweat, and tears, and lots of practice. Not black magic, not sorcery, not deals with the devil or anything. But welcome, the Trek Nerd. How's it going, the Trek Nerd? Puts a paper over the top 1/3 of the screen. Oh, because of this 1/3 of the screen? Why, you don't like seeing like this over the top of my head? Which, by the way, guys, first of all, if you're not following our friend the Trek Nerd, please give the Trek Nerd a follow. I think the Trek Nerd used to stream other stuff, but lately when I see the Trek Nerd, it is basically scenes of nature. So you might see birds or squirrels in the forest. But the Trek Nerd sent me a DM on Twitch, a whisper, and it's like, yeah, I can't bear to look at the top of your screen. It's like, okay, that's fine. Thank you, the Trek Nerd. I appreciate it. Oh, thanks for shouting out the Trek Nerd. And hi, Nam. Hi, BayJMB. Welcome in, BayJMB. How's it going? Good to see you. Guys, you're not following our friend BayJMB. BayJMB also starting to do sleight of hand magic streams on Twitch, so definitely give BayJMB a follow. Ooh, nature. Yeah, if you want to see some nature, definitely give the Trek Nerd. It's weird compositional framing. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I like to frame myself weird. I mean, I think it comes with the magician nature of me, right? I'm weird. Okay, where were we? Oh, yes. So, 3 travelers. Here we have the Ace of Clubs, the Two of Clubs, and the Queen of Clubs. And here's what we're going to do. Is it the block window? Oh, is it that window? Okay. We can talk about the window in a second. All right, so here we have a queen of clubs. Chan the Magic Man is representing what would have been the 3. Here's the 2 of clubs, and then here's the ace of clubs. Now, if I go ahead and I take the ace of clubs, we put it on the bottom. If I go ahead and I press the elevator button, it's going to go from the bottom all the way up to the top. I don't know if you guys saw, but now the ace is here. Now, if we take the 2, place the 2 on the top, and now if we just go ahead and just press the elevator button, that 2 will travel from the top all the way down to the bottom. I don't know if you saw it, but here is the 2. Now, of course, we are going to reset the trick just because I'm actually slightly distracted by the. It's the space. Is it? So hold on. Is it really? Is it this? Like, is it this? It's right here. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, hold on. Let me see what we can do. I just don't want to reveal if I end up. Because I'm wearing pajama pants, guys. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Is the face cam? Do I even have any? Oh no, I literally do not have anything below that point. Okay, so there's not much. I suppose I can zoom in. Hold on. Is that gonna work? The Trek Nerd. How is that? Is that a little perfect? Is there still too much space above my head? If not, I'm gonna have black bar at the bottom here. 50% better? Oh, I see. So you really want it like, hold on, guys, I just have to explore this right now. So you really want it like here. Like this is where you want it? Because I want to also have like, I want you to be able to see crazy. Getting there? Does this not bother you? It's cutting off my arm over here. That kind of bothers me a little bit. Okay, how's this? I suppose that won't change the other screen. Got to see the card hoard. Oh yeah, the card hoard back here. If you guys want to see more more cards, you have a redeem for a premium deck of cards. All right, sorry guys, we're gonna start this trick over. just just cause. All right, let me lock this in, dude. Man, a little, but don't let me destroy the show. Okay, okay, no, sorry. You're not destroying anything. Okay, it's okay. Look, I was gonna be thinking about it the entire time. So, all right, where were we? Oh yes. Okay, so Queen of Clubs, 2 of Clubs, Ace of Clubs. Take the Ace of Clubs, place it on the bottom, but if I press the elevator button, it'll go from the bottom all the way up to the top. I don't know if you can tell, but look, here's the Ace of Clubs. Wow, I just made it do a little jump. That's awesome. Now we'll take the 2 of Clubs, place it on top, press the elevator button, it'll go from the top all the way down to the bottom. I don't know if you can tell, but look, it has already made it to the bottom. I don't know why I'm turning that face down. And then, of course, we have the, it would normally be the 3 of clubs. Sorry, I had thought that I had messed up, but it was, anyway. So, it's Chan the Magic Man, Queen of Clubs. Now, if we go ahead and we place, you know what, right here, place it right there. And now we'll press both of these buttons at the same time. Boom. And I don't know if you can tell, but now the Queen of Clubs is not here anymore. If we look over here, it is the Queen of Clubs. Chan the Magic Man signed Queen of Clubs. And that, my friends, I'll call a successful performance of 3 Travelers. As opposed to the first time where I just second guessed myself. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody I mess up. Shh, I do mess up. I am human. It does happen. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, Q Demon, Gibson Lens. All right. Next up, Q Demon has requested Triumph. All right. Okay, let's see here. So there's that. Thank you for that request, Chan. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Okay. So, you know what? Kyo Demon has a signed card. Kyo has signed the Nine of... Where's the Nine of Spades? Nine of Spades should be here. Here's one black nine. Wait. Right here. Okay. Here we go. So here's the Kyo Demon signed Nine of Spades. An ad break is starting soon. Alright, that means I gotta speed run this, right? Okay, so here we go. We can go ahead and lose the Nine of Spades into the middle of the deck here, and then what we're gonna do is we can shuffle this 1, 2, and then we're gonna do something unfathomable. We're gonna shuffle face up into face down cards, okay? I don't know if you can tell, but we're gonna go ahead and push those in together right now. Okay, so here's how messed up things are. So here's some face up, face down, face up cards, right? I'll show you how really messed up it is. So here's a back to a front. We have a front to a back, and then we have a, hold on, we gotta find another weird a back to a back. All right, so yeah, there we go. But let me go ahead and snap, and every single card has fixed itself. Every single card except for one. It happens to be, can you guys guess? Kyo Demon signed Nine of Spades. That, my friends, is a triumph. It was a triumph. Did I beat the ad break? I did. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't played Portal, I do recommend Portal. It's an awesome game. I don't like first-person shooters, but then when I learned it's more of a puzzle game, and then I played it, I'm like, oh my god, it is a puzzle game. And I'm like, okay. So, where did that song come from? It came from, well, no, it was made for the game Portal, I believe, but it's from Jonathan Coulton. Jonathan Coulton is the creator of that song. So, 90-second ad break. We will talk about. We'll get back to this discussion after the ad break, I guess. But those of you who are subbed or have Twitch Turbo. Wait. Still alive. Sorry, I don't really know the words. I don't know all the lyrics. I do know "Still Alive." That's the part of the song that I know. All right, Kit Kat Gad, welcome back. Yeah, we were waiting for the ad break to end, and then we will resume talking about the. I think your last question was where did that song come from? So we'll talk about that so that everybody is clued in. All right, let's see here. Also, in the interim, I can also prep for the next trick. Okay, the ad break is finishing now. Awesome. Thank you, Saribot, for letting me know. All right, so yeah, for anybody who's curious about that song, it is a Jonathan Coulton song. Jonathan Coulton wrote it. Jonathan Coulton. I believe he wrote it for the game, but he, if you guys are not familiar with Jonathan Coulton does a lot of nerdy geeky like music. So he creates nerdy geeky songs, but they're not like parodies or anything of any existing songs, they're pretty much all, with the exception of one, they're all like original, mostly like folk guitar kind of songs. So yes, he did, says Gibson Lens. Awesome. Thanks for the verification. Nice, Andres. I see that you redeemed tarot cards. We will get to that in a little bit after, definitely after this trick. Um, but yeah, so I like a bunch of different Jonathan Colton songs. So if you haven't listened to a bunch of his songs, actually, you know what? Let me write a note. I will share some of my favorite Jonathan Colton songs in the Discord later. So we'll do that. Let me see. Share Jonathan Colton. Share my favorite Jonathan Colton songs in the Discord later. Okay, cool. By the way, if anybody wants to join the Discord and you have not, feel free. I have a lot of channels for a lot of things, so feel free to hop in, hang out if you would like. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and get ready for this trick here. Okay. Gibson Lens says Jonathan Colton is also going to do a new version of the um, the MST3K. I'm trying to remember what that stands for. It's the Some Science Theater 3000 theme for the new season. Oh, that's so cool! All right, awesome. Mystery. I was like, what was the first word? Mystery Science Theater 3000. I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. Mystery, yeah. I got there. I got Science Theater 3000, but I forgot what the M was. For a second. I should know what it is. I should know what it is. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Next up, we have a trick requested by Charlie's Beats. Okay, so let's go ahead and okay, I need to make a prediction. So I'm going to go ahead and just scroll through here and let's make this card my prediction. So in order for this prediction to be correct, I need to get 3 other cards, and then hopefully if there's a bunch of things that match within that prediction, it should all be pretty good. Let's see. Gibson Len says he also wrote the Riff Tracks theme, but that's even more obscure. I've heard of Riff Tracks, and outside of you mentioning it too. So, but I haven't really watched much Mystery Science Theater 3000 or Riff Tracks. But okay, so let's go ahead and you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at this card. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, 8 of Hearts. Okay, so 8 of Hearts. Let's go ahead and put the 8 of Hearts right there. So this could be an 8. This could be a heart. Let's go ahead and just do some cuts, and let's go ahead and find the 8 of Clubs. All right, excellent. So 8 of Clubs. So now it's looking very strongly like if this is the 8 of Clubs, 8 of Hearts, then that should be an 8 as well, right? And so let's go ahead and do a bunch of different cuts here. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and find 8 of Diamonds. Okay, so if we have the 8 of Diamonds and the 8 of Clubs and the 8 of Hearts, what should this be? I think a lot of people would say the 8 of Spades, but you know what? I normally like to use the card of the person who signed it if it's possible. And I happen to know that Charlie's Beats has signed the Ace of Spades. Now, unfortunately, now this is not going to be a very impressive prediction because I had said that I was going to make these cards match my prediction. Um, but you know what? I'm a magician, so hold on. Let's go ahead and fix this. I can use this. We can tap each one of these and change the 8 of Hearts to be the Ace of Hearts. Change the 8 of Clubs to be the Ace of Clubs. And the 8 of Diamonds to be the Ace of Diamonds. And that, my friends, is matching the cards. The cards match at the end. Spoiler, the cards will match. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. Thank you kindly for the claps. Andres, Feldenkane, Charlie's Beats. And thank you for the request, Charlie's Beats. Thanks for the gasp as well. All right. Let's see. So currently, we just have a tarot card thing for Andres. Andres, you're still there? Andres. BJB, thank you kindly for the applause. Andres, do you have a question with a time answer that you would like answered? Or do you want to see a different tarot deck? Um, so I am going to put a placeholder in the queue. Andres tarot card. Yes, I have. Oh, okay. Sorry I'm late. Beijing B, no worries. I totally understand. Especially today is Mother's Day, so if you're out celebrating Mother's Day. All right, cool. Andre says, yes, I have. Okay, all right, great. Okay, let me go ahead and grab the Cosmic Timing Tarot deck. This was super fun last time, so we're going to go ahead and do it again. I think it's really good. So for anybody who does not know, some of the other decks that I have, we have a bunch of different tarot decks to choose from. One of them is the Cosmic Timing Oracle deck, which, if anybody doesn't know, Oracle deck is another name for tarot deck. But here in this box, we have these cards. The backs look like this. They look beautiful. They are larger than regular playing cards because they're actually, I think, proper tarot sized. There is a proper tarot size. But these particular cards have something different. So they don't have the standard tarot, but they all say different things as for the timing of when something will happen. So as an example, this one says in October. This one says in May. This one says happening now. This one says within a year. This one says not likely. So it's kind of like a magic 8 ball, but with like a very temporal or chronological time. Very soon. So that's what all these cards say. And so last time, actually two people, so we had Keo and Andres, ask different questions. So last time, uh, I basically had Keo choose a card from this to determine whether he could beat um, Hades 2 for the first time. And I'm happy to report, because I was watching some of the streams, that he was able to defeat Hades 2, and he beat it ahead of the Oracle deck prediction. So the prediction was next week, which would have been today, but he did it before. Minimally at least yesterday, so last week. So it should have been this week. And then Andres asked the question last time when he will become proficient in English, and I think the deck said in February, and so that would be like 9 months from now. But anyway, so today, Andre says, I would like to ask, of course, with all due respect, if Keo will show any of his kittens on stream in the future? Oh, all right. That is a great question. So, if anybody didn't know, Keo has 2 kittens. And you know what? Here's what we will have you do, Andres. I'm going to spread the cards, and you can give me a number from the top or the bottom. So I know that you're on mobile, you said. So if you wanted to go, 10 from the top or 13 from the bottom or something on the bottom, you let me know which one. And 14 up here or down here? Or just 14 from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this would be the selection. Down? Oh, okay. No, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it would be that one. Okay. Yes. All right. Excellent. All right. So the question is, if Keo Demon will reveal his cats on stream in the future. All right. And the Oracle deck says in July. Okay. Well, well, Keo, if you're out there, July apparently is when you will show your cats on stream. Okay. Now of course there is a. Oh, I can't do the next trick with these cards though. Let's see. Actually, wait. Let's find the card in July. All right. So remember this. I have to do a trick with this because that's technically what the redeem is in. But you know what I want to do? It's called. Let me see here. Let's see if I can do. I think I can do this trick. All right. So. Okay, so remember in July. Now I'm going to find a couple of cards. Let's find the It's Up to You clock and in divine timing. The important thing is that there are two clocks. Oh, normally this is funny because normally when I do the trick, I have it as a time traveling trick. So this is almost perfect. So here's the thing. These two clocks are very good at keeping time and they're going to be able to find any card that they will likely be able to find. Now, importantly, I'm going to grab any old card and stick it in between them. But the important thing is there's one card that it can't possibly be right now, and that one card that it can't possibly be right now is in July. Now, here's the funny thing. If I just go ahead and I cut these two clocks into the middle of the deck, right? If I just show you, it's not near there, and it's not near the bottom. That one says in June. But we are going to go ahead and grab in July and place it here on the bottom. And what I'm going to do is we are going to cut in July into the middle of the deck. And the thing is, those two clocks will go back in time. They're going to go back in time and grab the card that they want to grab. In this case, they want to grab the card that they couldn't possibly get. And so, if I show you, now every single card. Oh yeah, sorry, this is not that trick. I'm thinking about a different trick. But see, so in between those two clocks now, there is a card. That's not surprising because I put one in there. But which card couldn't it possibly have been? The one card it couldn't have possibly been was in July. And there it is. And there's no duplicates. Everything is a unique card. So there you go. Oh, here's another one with a clock. Sweet. Oh, that one's next week. Oh, a long time. That one's also got a clock. Man, I like these clocks in this one. And that, my friends, is a trick with the Cosmic Timing Oracle deck. All right. Thank you so much for that request and that redeem, Andres. Hopefully you enjoyed. And thank you kindly for the claps. Andres, Felden Kane, Kit Kat Gad. Looks like Mysterium. Some of these cards do look like they could be Mysterium cards, right? If anybody didn't know, Mysterium is a board game. It's like a mystery board game. Thank you kindly for the claps. Gibson Lens. All right. Kit Kat Cat says, I played the Shipwreck Arcana card game and it was fun. I don't know if I'm familiar. Is that new? I'll make a note. I'll have to check it out. I do like card games. And I do like board games. If anybody didn't know, I have a lot of board games. I have a lot of old board games. I haven't gotten any new board games for years. 2017, I think? Okay. That might be in the too new. Although if it released around Gen Con, or it was at a Gen Con, I think I went to 2017, 18, 19. So I might have been to two Gen Cons in 2018 and 2019. Huh. So maybe it just wasn't on my radar. I'll look it. I'll look it up. But oh, speaking of which, my wife recently got different bookshelves, so she bequeathed unto me an additional Kallax 2x4 bookcase, which I was able to add to an existing 4x4 bookcase, Kallax bookcase, that she bequeathed unto me earlier And so now I have a 4x6 wall of board games upstairs, and I'm like, all right, excellent, says Kit Kat Gad. So yeah, if I get the chance and I remember, I'll snap a pic and I'll drop it in the Discord probably. All right, and that was the Cosmic Timing Oracle deck. And doing magic with tarot cards. Kallax is the best bookcase to organize games. I will say that I only have one minor gripe about storing board games on the Kallax. All right, I'll wait until the 90-second ad break's over. I'm aware an ad break has begun. All right. Actually, this is probably a good time for me to add a note to take a pic of the board game shelf. Actually, some board gamers call them shelfies. Shelfies, and share in the Discord. All right, cool. I got a lot of homework to share pictures with you guys. It doesn't send me to the ads. Odd. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess we. So Kit Kat Gad. Yeah, I can. I only have one major gripe having the Calyx. So some board game boxes are larger than the square, and I'm like, it's like every third ad or something. Yeah, that's super. Yeah. You would think that perhaps even if you live like outside of an area that they try and like monetize you, but sometimes you're pleasantly surprised. Sometimes I'm like, hey, I should be getting an ad. I'm not subbed. How can I watch this? This is amazing. But yeah, true. That is true. Yeah. I have been lurking a lot, so there were some things. So I have started, just to let other people know, I've started doing some gig work online. What am I doing? I am helping train the AI overlords because it's technical work that pays not nothing, and you know when you're unemployed, gotta do what you gotta do. So it's surprising that I had even gotten to this point like this late because you guys know I've been unemployed for a bit, but I was not really fretting over it while I was getting unemployment, but now unemployment's over. So, but anyway, all right. There's currently one trick in the queue. Let me go ahead and get ready to do that one. And this one is called Mad Monty. I do mix this one up with another trick all the time for some reason. I don't know why. Kikikat says, I had an initial salary for the data coordinator position. The pay was so low. Oh, man, that sucks. So for anybody who didn't know, I've been putting magic tricks up on LinkedIn. The tricks themselves aren't new, but entirely new presentations where I basically talk about like work, the office, tech, job seeking, as part of the trick. So, but if anybody is actually curious to see them, honestly, the easiest place to see where all I put up is my Patreon because I actually put a Patreon post for every like LinkedIn post and for every YouTube video that I put up. Well, every like magic trick YouTube video. Not for all my VODs. That's over. That's over here on my VODs and video games over here. I'll take it if they come up to mid 40s, which will be great. Yeah. I've decided that depending on like the situation, it's like is it worth doing certain jobs? It's like, I don't know. It depends. Certainly if I could find a technology job just kind of doing what I was doing, before. But I almost think that the jobs for software engineers will be completely changed like going forward for the rest of forever. All right. So, here we've got two cards. we have a 5 of diamonds and a 5 of hearts. So here's the thing. If I turn over the pile 1 or 2 times, which one is on the top? If you guys forgot, it was indeed the 5 of diamonds on the top, 5 of hearts is on the bottom. But what happens when I turn it 1, 2, 3 times? Which one's on the top? I think a lot of people would probably say 5 of hearts instead of the 5 of diamonds, right? However, let me just go ahead and I spread these out onto the table, and I'm just going to show you that they are no longer the 5 of diamonds or the 5 of hearts. This is a jack and the other blackjack, and these are the 2 blackjacks that were here, and that is Mad Monty. Kit Kat Cat says, I love data quality and honestly would do it for free. I mean, if I mean that's almost kind of like what some of the training the AI overlords kind of gigs are. It's data quality, but I'm like I kind of don't want to do it on vague principle, but I'm uh like I'm pretty meticulous as far as like data entry and like that kind of stuff is concerned. So, thank you for this the sus eyes. Gibson sus eyes. Thank you guys for the claps. Baumon, Charlie's Beats, Felden Kane. Oh, okay, hold on. I haven't done this today yet, so let's see if my fingers are still primed. No, hold on, wait. You know what? I'm gonna add I'm gonna add some cheating gloves to my fingers just for a quick second. Yeah, there we go. Charlie's Beats knows where this is going. Okay. Which, by the way, Bert, I don't know if you know, but did you ever envision having these two emotes exist like very, very like they almost could be two cartoon frames, like one after the other, and that I would end up doing magic tricks with an emote? Yeah, it's a little crazy. To me too. To me too. All right. So, what? So that yeah, I we have an emote, and you can't really see it that well. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can click. Oh, okay, that's not bad. All right. I can kind of make it out. But okay, let's try doing it right now, right here. Okay, so here we have Gibson eyes. And but if I just go ahead and we're gonna go and now it is Gibson sus eyes. Gibson Land says, I mean, sus eyes was based on eye, so possibility was planted. Yes. Glorious. And now we're gonna go from Gibson sus eyes. Hold on, let me. You know when I do this on this camera, I like to line it up with my face. Gibson sus eyes. Here, I'm looking at you. Let me make the mouth up. And it's gonna go from sus eyes to eyes. There we go. Haha, that's perfect, says Kit Kat Cat. And then there's always the precarious Gibson eyes to right, Gibson eyes to Gibson Pog. There we go. Yes. I'm not gonna lie. I think I did a pretty good job with eyes and sus eyes. I don't I don't think I captured Gibson Pog truly the way that it is on the emote. So that's just a lack of my artistic ability. But KKGat says the only part of AI that I'm interested in is ethics or human design. Oh my god, the ethics of AI is right now is either it's on fire or completely lacking. But yes, that's yep. I'm glad I didn't mess up that trick that time. I usually mess that trick up and then I reveal the secrets of magic all the time with that trick. So yeah, dumpster fire. Yes, exactly, exactly. Gibson's got one for that too. Gibson Flames or Gibson Fire, animated fire, dude. Did you watch the AI doc yet? No, I did not. Sorry. I did. I looked it up to see what it was. Is that available anywhere to watch except besides the theater, or because I saw that it was playing in theaters, but yeah, Apocalyptimus. Let me see here. Let's see where to watch. By the way, guys, if you want to see any more magic, currently the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request any magic, now's a good time because queue is empty. You won't have to wait too long. Okay, where to watch? Where to watch? Let's see. I could rent it on Prime Video for $20 or Apple TV. Hard pass. I'm not watching it anyway. So, short answer, Kit Kat Gad. No, I haven't watched it, and I'm probably not going to be going to the theater if it's playing in any theaters anymore. And I'm not going to be paying this much to watch this movie. So, wow, it's expensive. Yeah, I know. I think the only chance I had is if it was either freely available on YouTube or I technically have Netflix, so I can watch Netflix, but otherwise that's it. Or just watch a review or reaction video. Uh, that's fine. I could probably just the irony is I could probably just ask a Gen AI, "Hey, can you summarize this movie?" I've watched a lot of like literature on like the ton of different possibilities of AI and all of its implications and stuff in the future. So I probably know what random situations we're talking about. Like it could be like the doom of humanity, or we could be in a utopia where everything is plentiful for everybody, or realistically just something in between, or just not much has changed like day to day. All right. I see we have a couple of requests from Charlie's Beats and Andres. Excellent. Let's go ahead and start with. Let me see here. Let's do this. And then, oh, do I still have my? Because when I did this, I have save state, load state, and save state. Do I still have those somewhere? I mean, I have them somewhere. It's just, can I find them in any reasonably quick? Oh, are they in the stack? Yes. Okay, I have them. Here we go. We could do the load state, save state version. All right. You summed it up pretty good. Yeah, yeah. I'm familiar with all the details between like based on the title too. It's like the Apocalyptimist, so it's like the apocalypse version is the doom of humanity. Which, if anybody has ever heard of like that thought exercise, where if you give an AI like one goal, like all right, AI, your goal is to maximize the profits by selling paper clips. And if you've heard of this, it's like, oh, it goes to the ends of the earth, killing humans to create more paper clips. And then when it doesn't have enough resources on the planet, it will basically leave the planet. So it'll be spacefaring to consume everything in the universe to make more paper clips because that's its goal. Not yet, says Kikagad. And then the optimistic part of it is, you get to this point where it's almost like the Star Trek future where everything is plentiful for everybody. Everybody has everything cared for because between AI and robotics, that everybody has all of the things that they could want. So, at least for survival. All right. Anyway, next up, we have a request from Charlie's Beats called Reset. Let's go ahead and do that trick. So over here we have the four jacks, and over here we have the four fives. But I want to introduce you to the four jacks. So here we have the jack of clubs. Here we have the jack of diamonds. Here we have the jack of spades, and here we have the jack of hearts. I'm going to leave the four jacks over here. And then over here we have the 5s, and so, but I just want you to remember this situation. The 5s are over here and the jacks are over here. We're going to hit the save state button. So remember, this is the state that we are in. The 5s are over here, the jacks are over here. But here's something I want to do. Now, when you do something, whether it's a game or an application, you might interact with it, but sometimes you don't change the state of anything, right? And so you don't change it. But once you touch something that does change the state of something, you might change the state of something. And in this case, look, that 5 has changed into a jack. Now, if I go ahead and I show you, look, some people think that I have to do it with the cards face down, but look, if I wave this 5 over the jacks, it doesn't do anything because sometimes you're not changing like the application or anything. It's not until you touch and actually that changes the state of something. And then of course, I don't know if you think that I have to do this one at a time, but if I go ahead and I touch 2 at a time to make a change, you can actually see all 4 of these turn into jacks. And let's just take a quick peek and make sure these are the 5s now. Oh yeah, that's right. But that's not the state that we want to be in. So let's go ahead and load our initial state over again. So I'm going to hit the load state button. And I don't know if you know, but now these are all the 5s and these are all the jacks again, because that's when we hit the save state button. If you don't believe me, I'll show you that this is a 5, 5, 5, 5. And then if I show you all of these are also all jacks, jack, 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 jack. And here we have the 5s and the jacks separated. There we go. And that is how you reset from a save state. Ad break starting soon. I beat the ad break. All right, awesome. KitKat says, so paper clips multiplying like tribbles in the Star Trek version? I mean, they're not multiplying themselves, right? Like the AIs and the robots that were given the directive, they're creating all of the paper clips, right? So, but effectively, yes. That's one possible doomsday scenario. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, Gibson Lens. And let me see here. All right, I'll try and post that if I remember to post the paper clips thing later. Thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats. Thank you for that request. Hopefully you enjoyed. For some strange reason, I have seen a bunch of magicians do a lot of tricks. There's surprisingly not as many nerdy, geeky magicians as I would have expected, based on the number of magicians and like the overlap. So I almost feel like sometimes I'm like the only super nerdy, geeky magician out there, as far as like in terms of culture. There are a lot of like nerdy, geeky magicians that are like deep into magic, but not as many deep into like nerd geek culture. And so I don't know. Like there's a couple of tricks like I've seen a couple magicians do like Pokemon card tricks and stuff, but ultimately if I do a card trick with Pokemon cards, I know how to play Pokemon the card game. Like thank you kindly for the claps, Andres. All right, we will wait until after the ad break is over, and then we will do the polarization of light. In the intro, let's see, KitKat says SNL had a skit called "So You Want to Date a Magician Game Show." I did get ads. Oh, KitKat, that's interesting. Full moon and the sun. All right, let's see here. All right, and actually, on a recent stream, we had Andres signing a card, so we can actually use the Andres signed card for the polarization of light trick. The ad break is finishing now. All right, let's see. SNL had a skit called "So You Want to Date a Magician." Game show. I have not seen this. I believe. So I don't know if I've come across this, but it sounds interesting. And there could be many tropes as far as like um, magic and magicians. Oh yeah, guys, you can feel free to use the hug command here. The hug command will read that you give the person a big, warm, fuzzy bear hug on the mouth. Kick says it was hilarious. Some magicians came with their assistants. Oh, okay, that's cool. Aw. Okay, all right. So I think everybody should be back now. Andres had requested this, so let's go ahead and perform the polarization of light with the deck, and we can use Andres's signed. I think it was a black six, six of clubs. Yes, six of clubs. There it is, Andres. There you go. And I will go ahead and let me grab a Sharpie. We're going to use this simply just to explain the orientation of the polarization. So right now, it is not polarized. So it doesn't matter when I put Andres into the middle of the deck. If I spread horizontally, you'll be able to see it very well. Or vertically, you will be able to see it pretty well. Okay. So now, let's go ahead and polarize the Andre signed six of clubs vertically. Okay. And so when I sign, when I sign, so when it is polarized vertically, if we put the Andre signed card and we fan the deck horizontally, you won't be able to easily see it. It's not that it's not there, it's just that you won't be able to see it that easily because of polarization. However, because it's polarized vertically, you should be able to see it very easily this way. And look, it immediately becomes visible. Now, if we take the card and we polarize it horizontally, let's polarize it horizontally. Now, when we put it into the middle of the deck, I don't know if you can tell, but let's go ahead and fan it vertically. You won't be able to see it because it is polarized horizontally. It's not that it's not there, it's just that it's polarized in a way that you can't see it. But now if I fan it horizontally, you will be able to see it there. And that, my friends, is a demonstration of the polarization of light in a card trick. I'm actually happy and proud to say that this is probably one of my very first original card tricks. So, thank you for that request, Andres, and yes, thank you for signing a card last time. And so you now have this. So now when we have a trick, I know that a couple of the other tricks that you requested today could not use the regular deck, but that for this one it was perfectly fine. So thank you kindly for the claps. Thank you for the claps, Andres, Feldenkane, Charlie's Beats, and the applause. C Films, welcome in. Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty well, C Films. How are you doing today? Guys, you're not following our friend C Films. So C Films, I actually saw C Films stream last time I hopped into C Films' stream. C Films was doing coding and programming. So C Films was looking at some things on the C Films website, so cfilms.com. And I was there for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, but C Films, he was looking at an error that was coming up on the page, and I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's a SQL error. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So there was a join, and I was like, oh, okay. So this join had like 3 elements. This one had like more, and so the number needed to match for the data to come back. And so I was like, C-Films, I think this is your problem, and then that got C-Films rolling. So glad I could help. By the way, C-Films, I am normally a software developer. I am currently unemployed, however, but I'm glad I could help you when I hopped in randomly. So, I'm doing great, says C-Films. Great, good to hear. Andre says, my apologies. I'll be signing off for now. Hope you had a great stream and a great night. All right, Andres. Thanks for hopping in. Have a good night. Sleep well, Andres. Take care. We'll talk to you later. Good seeing you. C-Film says, I am a data analyst. Awesome. That's cool. Excellent. I hope that you are able to maintain your data analyst employment despite current tech trends. So, but anyway, guys, if anybody wants to see any more magic, currently the queue is empty. Feel free to request. The trick list is currently pinned in chat. But if anybody wants to see some magic and they don't know what to request, you can just type in !random, and a random one should appear in the queue. You know, there's been this other coin trick that I've been loving to do because performing it is actually it's just really fun. Charlie has redeemed clear plastic cards. All right, you know what? We're gonna get clear plastic cards. All right, so for anybody who hasn't seen the clear plastic cards before, here they are. So we have. So these are what the cards look like, and so the back looks like this. The faces look like this. Um, they are clear here, so you can kind of see basically through this diamond. And now we're gonna do a trick, presumably with these. All right, I'm gonna risk. Let me see what random does, and let's hope that A, we can do it, and B, snap change transfo. We're gonna veto, and then we're gonna do another one. All right. How many vetoes do I get? Random. Too many Ooh, can we do that one? Hold on. Let me quickly brainstorm really quick. I think we might be able to do this one actually. Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, yeah. I think we can do this one. Okay, let's do this one with the clear plastic cards. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. Okay, so we have the Ace of Hearts, Two of Hearts, Three of Hearts, Four of Hearts, and Five of Hearts. Now, for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ace and we're going to place it into the middle of the deck or the packet. So right here. It's not on the. It's. I guess it's harder to see that it's not on the top. But okay. So see, this is not on the top, and it's not on the bottom because you can see that some other cards in front of it, right? But now if I snap, that will bring the ace from the middle back up to the top. And let me go ahead and grab this. We're going to go ahead and place it back into the middle of the packet. If I snap, that will bring it back up to the top. Now you might be thinking, Nam, that's so unfair that you have 5 cards and I only have 2 eyes. And I would say, you're right, you're right. This is too many cards. So let me go ahead and take the ace out. So now, watch, we'll do that again, but this time with the 2. So I'm going to take the 2 and we're going to place it into the middle of the packet. Once again, it's harder to tell with the clear cards if it's the middle, but hopefully you can see that's not the top one. And it's not the bottom one. It's 5s on the bottom. Okay. But let me just go ahead and I snap. That will bring the 2 from the middle back up to the top. And once again, we'll do that again. We're going to go and put this into the middle, like that. But if I snap, that will bring it up to the top. Because here's the 2. And you might be saying, but Nam, you have 4 cards, and I only have 2 eyes. I'm like, okay, you're right. There's too many cards. Let me go ahead and take this out. We are going to do something a little bit different for this one. And so, look, so I have the 3, 4, and the 5. Now, if I take the 3 and I place it in between the 4 and the 5, once again, it's a little bit hard to tell that it's between the 4 and the 5, but there it is. All I have to do is hold the packet and I shake. Now, when I shake, something interesting is going to happen because it's going to turn face down. Because here's the 4 and the 5, but this card has turned face down. Now, if I turn the 4 and the 5 face down and I stick the 3 back into the middle and I shake it again, that's actually going to turn up our 3. Is that weird? That's a little bit weird, right? Okay. But now we have the 4 and the 5. Shh. All right. You know, I'm going to have to load a save state. And we're going to just come back to this part here. Shh. You guys didn't see anything. Shh. Okay. All right. Oh, wait. I have the thing. Load state. Beep. Okay. All right, guys. Here we go. Load state. I'm going to shake, and then that's actually going to turn up the 3 of hearts. I know. Super weird, right? Super weird. Got to go, says Kit Kat Gad. Trying to get back to the 9 to 5 hours night. Amazing magic tonight, Nam. All right. Thanks, Kit Kat Gad. Have a good night. Take care. Sleep well. Good to see you. And I'm going to try and finish up this trick without messing it up. So, okay. Have a good night, Kit Kat, says Felden. All right. Excellent. So now we have both the 4 and the 5. Now, if I take, let me take the 4, and we're going to put the 4 underneath the 5. But if I snap, that will bring the 4 back up to the top. I know, super weird, right? But, you know what? So here I have the 5, and here I have the 4, and there should be no excuses now because there's an equal number of cards with eyes, right? And so you should be able to follow along. However, let's just go ahead and remove one more. Actually, we should go ahead and I forgot. Hold on, let me really try and remember how to do this part of the trick. Man, a good thing is I'm doing this now on stream. This would be horrible if, well, I probably wouldn't do a trick where I'm like kind of iffy, like at a gig. And so, okay. All right, so here's the 4. Oh, okay, and here's the 5. And let's go ahead and okay, let's go ahead and remove the 4 from here. Okay, all right. And ad break is starting soon. All right, I got to wrap this up really quick. Okay, there we go. And now this is the 5, but this might not be the 5 that you're expecting, unless you were paying really, really good attention during that when I loaded the save state. This is a 5 of clubs. There you go. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say that one should probably be a boss trick. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna make that a boss trick. I really shouldn't have messed that up. I could try and like maybe use the excuse that they're the clear cards, but I don't think that was the case. In this case, I don't think that was the reason. I clearly just didn't remember like the couple of pieces in there. So, and if anybody is curious what a boss trick is, a boss trick. So there it is. Basically, I give myself more homework so that I have to do it on a subsequent stream more successfully. Too many cards. Keeps the magic sharp though. I mean, I think considering the percentages, like honestly, I can mess up like one or two tricks at a real gig, and if everything else was awesome, I mean, most of the time they forget about like the trick that didn't work, or they don't know that it's a trick that didn't work. I just kind of like change plans like in the middle of what I'm telling a story, and then I just start telling a different story. So, thank you kindly for the claps. Baumont to Felden Kane, Charlie's Beats, and I did beat the ad break. Awesome. So cool, cool. But I would say good find, but that was a random request for. To be fair, it was instigated by Charlie's Beats Redeem. So thank you, Charlie, for that redeem. And I guess I did it to myself. The trick list actually beat me to it. Trick list was like, you should know how to do this one, Nom. And it's like, ah, fine. You're right, trick list. All right. Let's see how this looks. I just want to see how this looks. Okay, it looks mostly okay with the clear deck. It might even look better with the clear deck, I think. So for anybody who is not in the ad break, I'm actually doing a control. It might be a little obvious, but here we're gonna show you a control. So here's the ace of diamonds. I'm gonna put it into the middle of the deck, and then when I push it in the middle of the deck, I'm actually going to control it, and it gets controlled down to the bottom. I know. Is that crazy? That's a little crazy, right? Now, if you've seen me do enough of the slides and you know kind of what to look for, you'll see it happen, and you'll kind of know when it's happening. But like I know where that ace of diamonds is right now still. Even if I cut the deck and the ace of diamonds is not on the top, it's not on the bottom, but it is right here. The ad break is finishing now? Okay, alright, I gotta stop revealing the secrets of magic right now. And so I was just revealing to the people who didn't have an ad I was doing a control. So I controlled the ace of diamonds. There we go. With the clear deck. Which, by the way, handling cards with a clear plastic deck of cards, it's a little bit weird sometimes. For some moves, it's actually easier, but for most moves, it feels different. And definitely some moves, it's harder. Alright, let's see. Okay, I want to perform. I want to perform this one. Because I did do this at the library gig on Tuesday, and I had the I had one of the parents inspect the metal cylinder, and so it wasn't just like a young kid looking at it to verify. And I'm like, yep. And it was very. I think the impact was that it's very convincing to everybody that something magical is happening. Okay, let me see here. Boom. Oh, did I hit this? Let me try and straighten. Okay. All right. So yeah, we did this trick on Tuesday. Um, and so when I have the cylinder put together, if there's nothing in there, anything can just slide through. Not a big deal. However, there is a $50 here. It will go right there. And when we close it, nothing will be able to get through this. And so here you can see that that coin is in there. If we try and put anything into either side, nothing will go through. Now we have 4 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're going to do is we will show you that placing all 4 of the quarters in here, nothing will fall through. But I have a magic wand here, and so we can go ahead and use the magic wand, i.e. a Sharpie, to make them go through one at a time. And so here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Now some people think that because I tapped it, I might have triggered it to do something, to let this coin fall through. But we have 3 here. Let me just go ahead and place it in there. And instead, I will not tap it this time. We're just going to wave it over. 1, 2, and 3. And that will make one fall through. And there's 2. Now we've got 2 left. I'm going to place these 2 into the top. 1, 2, and 3. And that will make one fall through. I just realized I did this during the ad break. I'm sorry. And then we've got 1 left. And so normally when I do this trick, I would have them put their hand on the bottom, and they would then feel the moment when the coin passes through. And that moment is crazy. And so now I would open this up and give them a chance to inspect everything. And there we go. Now, I'm sorry for the ad break, so let me go ahead and do that again. Although I don't have to do all that overproving at the beginning this time because we basically already did it. So let's go ahead and do it this time. All right, boom, cylinder, coin, center. You know what? We're just gonna get a lot of practice with this trick. Oh man. I did, so this is a little bit finicky as far as like getting the top on, but I did let the spectator screw the top on, and they were able to say that it was also finicky. Once again, 4 coins, and let's go ahead and put all the 4 coins in here, and you'll be able to see that nothing can get through. Let's make sure that they're flat. There we go. But I have this magic wand here, and so when we put 4 in, now we'll be able to go 1, 2, and 3. Boom, 1 falls through. There we go. Let's go ahead and have these 3 go in. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I'm really enjoying performing this one for some. I don't know why. So I've got 2, putting 2 in the top. 1, 2, and 3. 1 falls through. Got 1 left. And I actually did ask the spectator to put her hand underneath, and feel the coin travel through the very second that it goes through the coin in the middle. There we go. And then, of course, I instantly open this. Everything's fully inspectable. They can look at everything, and there we have it. That is a nifty little thing. Okay. All right, guys. The queue is currently empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. I think this is probably a good time to call last call. So if anybody wants to see any more magic, now's the time. Otherwise, some people say, forever hold your peace. You will only have to wait 1 week for me. I suppose forever for hold your peace comes from the whole wedding drama. I do have to get a better storage solution for this trick, though. Right now, I keep it in this plastic bag, which is the plastic bag that I literally got it in. So I should probably find a better way to present it. All right. See, Charlie's Beats has requested the Four Burglars, which we do retheme occasionally as well as other things, so we can do that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and you know what? Let's do. We'll use the four aces, mostly because Charlie's Beats has signed the Ace of Spades. Okay. So here we go. So here we've got the four aces, and let me introduce you to them. We've got the Ace of Hearts, the Ace of Clubs, the Ace of Diamonds, and the Ace of Spades. Now, along with the Ace of Spades, the other aces are going to plot. Let me see here. It's not. We're not going to do the bank robber plot. It should be. It should be that they are planning to get together to play music in a band. Yeah. So all four aces planning to play music together in a band. But the thing is, they all come from different parts of the country, and so one person may live over here on the west coast. This person lives over here on the east coast. This person lives somewhere in the central United States. And then, of course, Charlie's Beats is going to instigate getting everybody together for this magnificent performance. And for anybody who does know, Charlie's Beats is in many music chats, and so therefore must have a lot of music streamer friends. And therefore, when Charlie's Beats says, hey, let's get together and we're going to make a wonderful band to make some wonderful music, they all decide to meet Charlie's Beats in the same place in the country. And that, my friends, is a music version of this trick. I can't say we've ever done this theme for this one before. I almost kind of want to call it the rock band version of the trick. It's like we're getting the band together, right? Like that's kind of the vibe that it gives me. I'm sure, Charlie, if you wanted to get a band together made of, four Twitch musicians. You could certainly do it. I think that would be well within your ability. I think you have the influence and the connections. Thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats, Gibson Lens, Feldon Kane. All right. Let's see. Let me see what I want to do for the finale, and then I'll get that ready, and then we'll do the outro, and then we'll find somebody to raid. You know, barring any last minute uh, requests slash redeems slash raids. I think I want to do this one today. Let me see here. Let's do that for the finale. Okay. Let's unpin this. All right. Thank you everybody for coming on and hanging out with me tonight. I know I started the stream with a Hades run, which was I forgot. Did I win? Yeah, I was successful. I did win. I did win that Hades run. That's good. Excellent. Um, and thank you for the support today for the resub Keo Demon, and thank you for the raid Chan the Magic Man. Also, speaking of Chan the Magic Man, thank you kindly to our mods, guys. If you're not following our friends and mods, Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan a follow. Chan is a fellow Twitch magician. Give him a follow, and he'll do magic on Magic Mondays. But you might catch him playing retro games, video games. He might be doing community games. He might be doing in real life stuff. He might be doing cooking streams. Chan does it all. So Chan even writes his own music, and he creates his own funk music. So if you want to listen to that, definitely give Chan a follow. Catch him over there. Guys, you're not following our friend and mod Feldon Kane. Please give Todd a follow. Feldon Kane is a variety gamer and has been streaming. Originally, was streaming JRPGs for when I guess, encountered Feldon Kane. And then now, I guess, pivoting, maybe community games, probably still playing. I think you were still, last time I saw you, you were playing with Pinecone, that forest game, I think. Thank you for the chat. You're welcome, Felding. So I think that's when I last saw you. And then, of course, there was Gardic, which I think intended to be Dry, but I guess Dry was not available or something. So, but definitely give our friend and mod Felding Kane a follow. And then, of course, if you're not following our friend and mod Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. Gibson Lens, pianist, composer, video game developer, and movie critic. Definitely check him out. So he has written a bunch of his own original music. He released his first album last year. It's been over a year now. It's been like a year and 3 months or something since the album released. There's a new single called Rejourney, if you guys haven't heard it. You can see all of the music under Ungilded at that link tree there. But Gibson Lens doing movie reviews on his music stream now, so I enjoy trying to guess whether Gibson Lens likes a movie or not. I do find that sometimes I don't have the correct intuition to guess whether it is correct or not. After the justification, I mean, it makes sense, but like sometimes I'm upset. Like maybe not as upset as like Peter Korolev, but anyway. Also, Gibson Lens works for Double Fine, and Double Fine released a new game recently called Kiln. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out. And everyone loves the yes. Undeniably, the thumbs up, thumbs down is an amazing, iconic part of your current modern day streams, Gibson Lens. And actually, if you guys didn't know, Feldon Kane is the creator of the thumbs up, thumbs down too. So that's all right. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you to everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you chatted in chat, sent an emote, requested a trick, clicked on the heat map, chose a card, Redeem to redeem. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun for me. Uh, Thank you to all the lurkers out there, because magic is one of those rare art forms where if I'm practicing magic at home, there's no magic happening. The magic has to happen in your mind. If anybody was concerned if this was black magic or sorcery or deals with the demon, it is none of those things. It is sleight of hand, and it is a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in practice. But if you still believe that it's real magic anyway, best cover story ever. um, if you guys want to see more of me and I am not around, please check out my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has over 360 magic tricks and a lot more videos. Also, if you want to catch any of the VODs for the streams, or I actually am putting up some video game content where I'm recording it, but it's not a stream, also on my VODs channel. I've been thinking about renaming the VODs thing, but we'll go from there. Let's see. Felding Kane says, "Thank you for the stream. They needed to be made," referring to the thumbs up, thumbs down emotes. Baumon2 says, "Thanks for the stream. Have a great night." Excellent. Yes, we will. So, yeah, after I'm done with this, we do one more trick. Oh, by the way, for anybody who's new here, I don't like to end on a trick that I mess up on. So, if I mess up the finale trick, we're doing another finale trick. But if we succeed at the finale trick, then the finale trick will be the finale will raid. All right, the ad break is finishing now. Oh man, sorry, I just did a bunch of stuff. All right, guys, I just sent links in. If you want to see more of me, uh, there's my YouTube, there's my VODs. If you want to come hang out in the Discord, feel free. I'm sharing a lot of stuff for just things that I come across all the time. Um, but if you want to chat or see when I go live, the Discord's probably the best place. And okay, all right. So let's do the finale trick, and then we'll go from there. All right. So I have a bunch of cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're the 4 aces. So here I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. There's a red ace there, and there's a red ace over here. And so here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and leave the red aces over here, and I have the black aces. But if I was to grab the 2 red aces, not physically, but spiritually, and I put them here in my hand, which aces would you say are in my hand? The realists would say the black aces. The people who believe in magic or are following the plot would say the red aces. And to that I would say, yes, you've been following along. And so those who said the red aces are in my hand are correct. Now I ask, where are the black aces? And those who are the realists would say, oh, they must be over here. But those who believe in the magic and they were paying attention, all I did was take the red aces and put them here. I never took the black aces from my hand and put them back there. So if we take a look at these, there's nothing here because there's no aces here at all. And so now if I just take the red aces from here, not physically, just spiritually, and I blow them away. I don't know if you can tell, but all the aces have disappeared because if I show you, there's actually no aces left anywhere. And that, my friends, I will call a successful finale. All right. Stern, thank you kindly for the claps, and thank you for the mind blown. Welcome in. How's it going? Um, I was just getting ready to end the stream. So, but good morning, Stern. Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane, Charlie's Beats, Gibson Lens. Man, look at all those claps from Gibson Lens. I only recognize like... Well, actually, no, I do recognize most of them. I actually don't recognize like 3 of them. But anyway, so that we will call that a stream. And let's go find somebody to raid. Let's see here. So let's see here. Who is on? Oh, and let me also check the spreadsheet. Who did we raid recently? Rated out too. Okay. All right. Let's see. Wait. What is? What is this person doing? Oh, hold on. I got an ad. Of course, because I haven't been served ads while I was streaming. So that would be pretty baller of Twitch if they decided to serve up ads to you during your own stream. That would be crazy. Oh. Um Playing Age of Empires perhaps? Yeah, it says just chatting, but yeah, he is playing Age of Empires and I like Age of Empires. You know what? We are which by the way, Gibson Lens, you got spot on, spot on. Okay. So I guess we're gonna go over there. Um, Also, if anybody doesn't know, Gibson Lens notoriously knows oftentimes where we're rating. I think I've only messed Gibson Lens up maybe twice. One of which was somebody I don't know if Gibson Lens knows, and then another time was like I think it was just there were multiple people doing the exact same thing. So anyway, all right, guys, I've decided we are going to be rating over to our friend Jer Roke, but he's playing under his second account, Jernanigans. And so let's go ahead and so if you guys want to copy along on the raid call, sorry, if you want to come along the raid, here's a regular raid call. Here's a sub raid call. Um, Here's the raid target, Jernanigans. He's currently playing Age of Empires. Is this is the first one, but it's like the not the remix, the remastered version. So it looks nicer, but it is still the first Age of Empires, not the second one. And so yeah, let me go ahead and start the raid to Jernanigans. Target channel has disabled raids. All right, never mind. I guess we're gonna raid somewhere else. But I would have raided over there had raids been allowed. Okay. New plan. Let's find somebody else. Do do do. You know, it's so it's like it throws you off when like you're how dare he? I mean, I don't know. He may just not want to be distracted with raiders going over there. Um, Hold on. Here's somebody I haven't raided. I don't think maybe ever. Uh, Hold on. Let me just listen to this. So, oh, they're on an intermission right now. So I don't know if they're live at the moment. All right, you know where I just want to actually go. All right, Bound says thanks for the stream. Good night, bye. Yeah, I know we're just struggling to find out where to raid. Okay, you know where I think I want to go. Let's just go. Let's just go here. All right, we're going to be raiding over to our friend uh, Zul'janim. So raid target. All right, so we're gonna go over there. All right, once again, raid. Whoops. I don't know why it just went all caps. Sub raid. Okay, let me start there. And I swear, this person also has disabled raids. Okay, okay, good. Okay, the raid has started. All right, guys. Zul'janim is a pianist from Korea and is playing music. All right. Okie dokie. All right, everybody. Great seeing you all. Hopefully, everybody had a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Mother's Day. Everybody, remember to hydrate, remember to stretch, remember to get good sleep because, as we all know, it is really hard to get good sleep nowadays. So, take care of yourselves. Great seeing you all, and have a glorious night. See ya. Bye.